Hey everybody, Frank here, TNF. Just doing a little post Elimination Chamber review. I don't think Thad's even watched it yet, so I won't be able to get him on here for this. But just a quick review of what I thought happened at the show. Women's Chamber match. I thought it went well. I thought they all did a great job. I think we all expected Alexa to win and come out on top. Done well. I mean, you had Sasha and Bailey starting up their feud a little, trying to set that up. I thought Mickey James had a good showing also. Um, yeah, that's about it for that match. Not too much to say there. Nia and Asuka, it was what it was. Again, it looks like they just don't know how to do book finishes for the bigger stars, like the big shows of the world, the Kanes, the Nia Jaxes, and obviously now Braun Strowman, which I'll get to shortly. But it was well done. It's just where does she go from here? She just can't win the big matches. She can beat everybody when no one's looking, but when it counts, she can't win the match. Sounds like a couple of other stars like Bray Wyatt. The one thing I will say that was a standout for this night was the Ronda Rousey segment. She, when she started, she came out smiling, had the grin on her face. She was very emotional. I think most of that was real, not what she was told to do. So I was pretty impressed with that. And then, the minute they wanted to get into the WrestleMania angle, her face turned. She had that face of that we used to see in UFC all the time. So I thought that was a definite plus, and that I could see that she could do this a little more and had a lot of more confidence. And then, she got in the face of Triple H and, put him through the table. And then Stephanie did the slap, and Stephanie ran out of there pretty quickly. And Kurt made the segment humorous like he used to back in the day. I hope they do more of that with him. So that was good to see. And she definitely got the reaction she needed. The crowd was great. Shannon, you fucked up when Steph slapped Ronda, so that was really good right there. Now on to the big main event, Elimination Chamber. I was a little peeved that Reigns doesn't start off in the match. He starts off in the pod. You're trying to get this guy over. You're trying to get the crowd behind him. And what do? You start him off in the pod instead of letting him work for the whole match and show that he worked hard and tried to earn his spot to get to WrestleMania. You start with the workhorses who have been obviously Rollins, who has just had an amazing 2 weeks with the promo 2 weeks ago saying, he's serious again about getting into the title picture and wants a shot. Then last week having that hour and 5 minutes match marathon he did, which we haven't seen the likes of in a very long time. So that was great to see. Balor's been, they finally been getting behind him too, trying to push him up the ladder a little more. Let's hope we see more of that in the future. And I hope it, rubs off on Gallows and Anderson a little. I mean, they had a pre-show match with Axel and Dallas. Decent match, but I hope to see more from these guys, and I hope they get a better shot at the tag titles also. So back to Elimination Chamber. So the three guys started off, Rollins, Miz, and Balor. They worked well. Next out of the pod was, I believe, was it Cena? I forgot if he was the next one out. I think it was Cena. I think Cena was the next one out of the pod. And, he went right at Rollins. And they started a little fighting, barring match, fighting with each other. This and that. And from there, I believe then you had Braun coming out. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sorry. This is my memory a little here. So yeah, so once the match really got into it, Braun basically just destroyed everybody, pinned everybody. He took everyone's finisher, which was ridiculous. Because what bothers me about that is he's able to take everyone's finisher and kick out with no problem, but he takes Brock Lesnar's finisher once, and he's pinned and done. I mean, I just don't understand the booking and the continuity here. Like why they can't just why they had to go through so much trouble to protect Reigns and to protect Brock Lesnar for this stupid WrestleMania match that nobody wants to see, and everyone is upset about. It's just ridiculous, and it's a stubborn old man who just will not get away from what he dreamed up a year ago, and it's become fruition now. So the final three was down to Rollins, Reigns, and Strowman, which I kind of predicted in my head. I honestly thought it was going to end up being Rollins and Reigns, and there might have been some controversial finish that might have gotten Rollins to be in the title match and make it a three-way, just so the crowd wouldn't completely shit on this match at WrestleMania. Well, time will tell. They may go that route, they may not. We'll see what happens over time. Had Rollins and Reigns team up, then turn on each other, then team up, then turn on each other. They just couldn't make up their minds what they were doing over there. Then Rollins gets pinned, and I was honestly shocked that they did it that way. I really thought they were going to have the two of them try to help pin Braun, at least make it understandable how not one person could pin Braun, but unfortunately I was wrong there. So then he does the power slam onto Rollins, and he pins him, and then it's left with Reigns and Strowman. And they go at it. He just keeps Superman punching him all over the place. And Braun was overselling like you wouldn't believe. Then he super punches him into the cell, into one of the pods, and then comes out and basically does a spear, and he gets right up after. Then does a second spear, and then he gets pinned. I mean, they should have done at least what he did with Undertaker last year, which was I guess you call it the super spear, where he hit the ropes like 2-3 times and then hit it on him, and then he went down. I don't know if it's that you don't want to do the same finish you did with Undertaker with him. I don't know who means more at this point, but they should have done a little more with the finish. It's like I said, they just do not know how to book finishes for big guys. And I mean, the guy gets up literally right after, and then just destroys Reigns, and that's what we're left with. I don't understand it. I don't understand the booking. I don't understand how you built up Rollins and Strowman up so much in the past couple of weeks. You had Strowman basically eliminate everyone in there just for Reigns to come in and pick the lickings up and get the pin. I mean, I understand this was the route they were going to go and what they wanted to do, but in my eyes, there was a better way to go about it. There's a better way to do the finish. I just think it's getting ridiculous of this making Roman Reigns look strong. I know it's a joke and a thing on the internet and that we all discuss, but there's just a better way to do this. And I think it's going to feel like the Goldberg Lesnar match, because we all know the ending, we all know what's going to happen here, and no one wants to see it. No one cares, no one wants to see it anymore. It's basically just a joke that we've been doing for a year, and it's going to come out at WrestleMania. And I really hope it's not the last match, the last thing we see going off the air. Although the other option may be Cena and Undertaker, which has been rumored, and don't even get into that with what they did on the post-Raw thing, where Cena did this sob story that I just can't take. So you've been in the business of 15 years, you're doing this whole big sob story about leaving because you lost a match not to get to the title at WrestleMania, and you can't get yourself a WrestleMania match. That's a 15-time champion. Yeah, that makes no sense to me, and I don't get it. Anyway, I mean, I thought it was a good show overall, but it's just they have to find a way how to beat these people that are big stars, and they make them unbeatable, and then all of a sudden they're just beatable just like that. No problems, no questions asked. Anyway, we got a big Monday Night Raw. They set up some things already. I mean, you're going to have Reigns confronting Heyman and Lesnar. You're going to have the John Cena with his sob story. You're going to have Stephanie and Triple H confronting Ronda Rousey and trying to say that, they didn't, what Kurt was saying was wrong, and I'm sure it'll lead to the mixed tag match they've been talking about. So, at least they got 3 segments they can worry about. Sorry, I left out the tag match with Titus and Apollo versus the Bar. It's a good match. Did what I need to do, but I hope they really do more with this tag division on Raw, because right now it's floundering. And we'll see what's next with Miz and Balor, because they kind of had no direction after this match. So we'll see what they do with these guys and go from there. But the road to WrestleMania is upon us. Let's see how it goes.